Now we have completed about the chemical properties of non-metals and their uses. Today we'll be discussing about the minerals and the ores which are used for the extraction of metals. Now I said the word minerals and the ores, they both are different from each other. How do they differ? We'll see that. So today's topic is metallurgy. First we'll have an introduction to metallurgy, that what is metallurgy. Before that we'll see the two terms minerals and ores. Now what do we mean by minerals? Actually minerals are not pure and they contain different types of other impurities. Like they are obtained from the earth's crust through mining, but they are containing different types of impurities in them. They are minerals and in that metals are present. Okay, so metals are present in the combined form, you can say in the form of minerals, and they can be used for extracting metals. Now there are many types of minerals found, means everywhere you will see from the earth's crust there will be minerals. Okay, so can we use all these minerals for the extraction of metal? No, this is not right, that we'll not use all the minerals for the extraction of metals, but we'll use those minerals which give us metals profitably. That is, we can obtain metal from them and get profit. Okay. Suppose we are trying to obtain sodium from a mineral, but we are getting very less amount of sodium and our expenses are very high. We have to spend a lot. So in that case, that mineral is not a suitable ore. So for definition, if we want to say, then we can say minerals, these are naturally occurring substance in which metals or their compounds occur in native, that is the free state. Just like gold and silver, they can occur in free state, whereas the other metals, they occur in combined state. Okay, they occur in native or combined and are obtained from earth's crust through mining. Okay, now we come to the word ores. What does ore mean? Ore, it is such mineral from which metal can be extracted profitably. And conveniently. Now that mineral should be easily available, and then plus we should get the metal from it profitably and conveniently. Suppose we are having a mineral in very less amount and we want to extract metal from that. Now we are extracting metal, but the expenditure what we are doing, if it is very less, then it is much suitable for us. Now this will, what will happen in this case, like the mineral present near us, that is a type of ore that will be suitable for us when it will be giving us profit. Like suppose around us there are a different type of mineral of any metal, such as suppose sodium. Now when we are obtaining sodium and the ratio of the minerals is such that suppose mineral A is more than mineral B, okay, and the amount of sodium, you can say, is less, then we'll prefer the mineral B. Okay, this is why we have to see which mineral is conveniently and profitably giving us the metal. From that we will extract the metal. Okay, then we can understand the difference by a simple example, such as taking the example of the metal aluminium. Aluminium, it can exist, element, most abundant metal in the earth's crust, right? Aluminium. So it is present either in the form of clay, bauxite, or any other type of mineral. Here I am taking the example of clay and bauxite. Both these are minerals. Okay. Now clay is having the formula Al2O3 dot SiO2 dot 2H2O. Okay. And bauxite is having the formula Al2O3 dot 2H2O. Here we can see both clay and bauxite are minerals of aluminium. Now when we try to extract aluminium from it, what we see that the aluminium obtained from bauxite is more profitable and more convenient rather than obtaining aluminium from clay. So we say that bauxite is an ore of aluminium, and for clay we will just say it is a mineral. It will not be an ore. So here we compare the amount of aluminium we are getting plus the profit we are getting and the convenience for us for extracting aluminium. Okay. So this was an example to differentiate between a mineral and an ore. Okay. Now starting of metallurgy, we have already introduced the terms mineral and ores. Now we'll come to the term metallurgy. What does metallurgy mean? The term metallurgy means the process which an ore undergoes so that metal can be extracted and purified from the process which an ore undergoes so that metal can be extracted and purified from it. Okay, this is metallurgy. All the processes involved in the extraction and purification of a metal, we'll say it is a process that is kept under one heading, that is metallurgy. Okay. Now this metallurgy is not just a single process that is simply the reduction of the ore or something, but actually it involves a lot of steps in it. Now what steps we carry, we'll see a flowchart for that and then we'll understand it more easily. Now we start from the ore. Okay. Step 1 is carried out. Now what this step is, the ore is obtained in the form of big pieces, or you can say they are very hard like rocks. So what happens in first step, the ore is crushed or grind. Okay. The first step involves crushing and grinding of ore. Okay. Here now the ore has become powdered. Then in the next step, concentration of ore occurs. That is, we increase the amount of ore by removing the impurities from it. Okay. Some more terms are given to it. It's also called benefaction of ore. Okay. Concentration of ore. Then in the next step, we see how the extraction of metal is done from concentrated ore. The concentration of ore is occurring by 3 steps, or we can say by 3 ways we can concentrate an ore. The generally used methods for concentration of ore is hydraulic washing, froth flotation, magnetic separation. By these methods, concentration of ore is done. Then after the ore gets concentrated, the oxide of metal is formed. So we will see how that can occur. That is the extraction of metals from concentrated ore. This is step number 3, third step. Now in this step you can extract metal from concentrated ore by two types. First, either you can convert the metal into an oxide first, and then what we can do, the reduction of metal oxide. Okay, so what we'll do first is the conversion of ore into its oxide. If it is not in the oxide form, we'll convert the ore into oxide. So this is the step. After concentration of ore, we will try to convert that ore into the oxide. We can convert it into oxide either by roasting, or next term is calcination. By these two methods we can convert an ore into its oxide. Then what we'll do, then after converting it into oxide, we will reduce the metal oxide. Okay, this reduction of metal oxide. We can do reduction by various ways. The steps which we can take for reduction are, first is just by heating. Suppose the oxide is decomposed into metal and giving oxygen on just heating, then we can do that. Or by chemical reduction, by electrolytic reduction. Till step 3rd we have obtained the metal, but this metal is very rough metal, or you can say it is very crude metal. We have to do the refining of metal, that is, metal has to be refined. So the next step involves refining of metal. This is the last step, it is the 4th step. Now how can the metals be refined? There are various ways by which we can refine a metal, that is by liquefaction or by distillation. Third is electrolytic refining. These are the steps which we take for metallurgical process. After the refining of metal, now we have got the pure metal and our metallurgy is complete. For that means all the processes involved are complete.